I watched minute 82. What'd you watch? Same thing?
I think so.
What happened? Prove it.
So it actually seemed kind of strange and maybe not really in continuity with what we've been talking about, because in minute 82, you see Mr. Van Doe go through the entrance to the rich family vault, and then he's like, "This is incredible. This is amazing. This is junk."
No.
And he's like,
Jerod, I have
bowling trophies?
Jerod, no, I'm cutting you off.
Where's the money?
Jerod, stop it.
And then Richard goes,
"Stop it."
"In banks. Where else?"
I need you to calm down, okay? Wrong Colk.
Wait, is that the wrong 82nd minute?
Yeah. Hate to break it to you.
Wait, so I got the number right?
Yeah.
Oh my.
It happened
Why
again.
does this keep happening?
You can't keep getting away with it. What is that from? Have we had this conversation before? Where does someone say he can't keep getting away with it? Like really mad at like some villainous person who keeps getting away with something.
Oh, but it's funny though, right?
Like someone's really mad about it.
Yeah, but it feels like a funny mad, like you're laughing that they're mad, like an Arrested Development kind of temperature.
I think we've had this conversation before. This is like a deja vu moment. Maybe it wasn't on podcast or not, or I can't remember.
Yeah, it might not be on tape.
There's some,
but we've had the conversation.
There's some.
Can I look it up? Oh. Definitely not something you should be laughing at.
I didn't think so. Oh, can I take a guess?
Please.
I think I know. I think it hit me. It's Breaking Bad.
It is. But because it's been recontextualized as a meme, people are always using it in funny context. So the last 100 times you saw it probably were funny.
But this is Jesse talking about
Jesse
Walter
Pinkman,
White.
as portrayed by Aaron Paul.
Oh, of Price is Right fame.
And Doritos fame.
And Bojack Horseman.
Never seen it.
Oh,
no. Okay.
Yes.
I don't want that on record.
Yeah,
I have seen it. I don't want to say that even jokingly.
Don't say things you
Bojack
don't mean.
is so good.
Agreed.
Because someone somewhere doesn't have enough context to know that that's a joke. And I don't want them being like, he's never seen Bojack.
Okay.
Never seen Bojack.
Mr. Peanut Butter for life.
Who did PFT just come out of the mouth of recently that I was like, yeah. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man?
Oh, yes. He's the mean scientist professor guy.
Yes. I had queued that series up for my spawn, and he had been watching it. And when it got to that episode where I was passively paying attention, I heard that. I was like, oh, PFT, hello.
You're like walking by the room and stop mid-stride. Go, huh? Oh, I like that show. I thought it was pretty good.
It was pretty good. It was, I would say it got 100% meta family rating.
Okay. 3 for 3?
Yeah. All positives.
Nice. I think it was well received in this household as well. Heightened by Paul F. Tompkins, as all things are.
It would have been good to have any of you here when I made that realization, because no one here knows who that is.
Yeah, you can send me a text message. It's 2025. You don't have to write me a letter saying that you heard Paul F. Tompkins' voice on a Spider-Man cartoon.
Because I can't even, do an elbow nudge and be like, "Hey, it's Mr. Peanut Butter," or
"Hey, 3-year-old, check this out."
Because he doesn't watch Bob's Burgers. He doesn't watch Bojack. He doesn't watch Comedy Bang Bang.
Never seen a single Mr. Show.
Yeah.
Your kid, I know he's more of a Kids in the Hall guy, but like he's got to get some Mr. Show in his veins. It's ridiculous. He's old enough.
It's just that when you say it's Bob and David, he just tunes out.
Show him the change for $1 sketch and just see what happens. Okay, Home Alone, minute 82. Here we go.
Minute 82 of Mr. Show.
Okay.
Which would be episode, what?
3 or 4? Yeah, 4. Let's say 4.
Your best summary, Sonny, if you please.
Sure.
I feel kind of like I'm asking a bass player to like go for a walk, It's like, hey, little waltz in D. or, some kind of...
Who do you think you're dealing with, kid?
Yeah, asking you for a summary feels like asking a virtuoso to just kind of back up.
Hey, buckle up.
What's about to happen?
Marv's going up the stairs. Get this, Jerod. Tar on the stairs. We got ourselves a real sticky situation. We saw a nail earlier.
Chekhov's nail?
Yeah, Chekhov's nail.
Great pet name.
Marv steps right on that nail. Kevin puts one nail on the stairs, and Marv steps on it. Falls back, lands on his back. Harry, meanwhile, running over to the back door. He's given up on the front door. Back door. He does some more Yosemite Samming on his way, and he opens the back door because the doorknob is not hot. He's very happy about that. But guess what is hot, Jerod? His head. I know, because he opens the door. There's a blowtorch, the kind that we all have in our house, and it roasts his head real good. And Harry goes back into the snow. Harry knows how to cure a severe burn at this point. Don't get in snow. And he rises up. The hat has burned away. The scalp of his head is also burned away. And he looks none too pleased with the result. And that's minute 82.
Bravo.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. We talked about Paul F. Tompkins. We summarized the minute. Let's wrap her up.
So you'd say there are like 2 beats in this minute?
I would argue 2 beats. Yeah. Nail, blowtorch. Those are sort of the big swings.
I recall from some number of minutes ago leading up to this, maybe a few different ones, you were speculating about the degree to which these activities would get compressed.
Yeah, just
over the coming minutes.
Tracking the pace, the rhythm of the hijinks. And we seem to be at about a 2 injuries per minute clip here, give or take. We might be averaging like 1.7.
So 1.7 IPMs and potentially hitting 2, or do we think we level off here?
Well, the severity of the injuries has also taken a pretty noticeable trend upwards over the past couple minutes too. If we're tracking this on the Looney Tunes scale, we're at like a 8 out of 10.
That's fair. Yeah. Is there a possibility that there is more than one nail?
We do a pretty slow ascent of the stairs between this minute and the previous one. I don't notice any other nails.
Nothing above this one, though? Like if he stepped over this one or to the side of this one?
True. Now, it's interesting because while I tend to think of it as just acceptable suspension of disbelief, Kevin sets up one nail and he just kind of knows where Marv is going to step, and he steps there.
Well, it's 50-50, isn't it? Like he's putting it...
He could land his foot left or right of that nail.
But Kevin's seen him before, so he knows what his gait looks like.
I'm not giving him that much credit. Marv always starts a set of stairs. But if Kevin were to add multiple nails, they would probably be more noticeable. You start clumping up a set of tarred up stairs, which also requires, I would even say, a greater suspension of disbelief that Marv has found himself with a tarred up set of stairs to climb up. And his only solution is just keep on keeping on, removing a layer of footwear with each passing step and ending up at the top of the stairs with the tarriest feet imaginable. But a single nail can go unnoticed. Whereas if Kevin set up like 20 just to increase his odds, Marv would probably clock that.
That is a really good point. Happy to grant you that one.
Is it possible that the one nail was just sort of like an afterthought of Kevin's?
Like bonus, right? He's like, if it gets him, great.
I'd have to remember exactly what the battle plan looks like, but I think he's just got tar on the stairs. I don't think he has the nail pinpointed on the map. So maybe it was like all right, got the stairs all nice and tarred up. Oh, look, a stray nail. Here's an idea. Boink.
There was a little bit of thought into it because the shingle blends in with the tar.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there might have been some improv there.
Let's say that you encounter a stairway that you have to get up and it's covered in tar. There's got to be a better way, right?
Like laying anything down on top of each of the steps? Yeah.
Find some cardboard, find some blocks. I guess this illustrates just how bumbling and dumb Marv is.
Yeah, we are seeing the two different Abbott and Costello characters, right? One is a little bit more cunning, and the other is just pressing on.
There's a little bit of a Lenny from Of Mice and Men aspect to old Marv here. Just your tall idiot.
We also know it's tar. I'm trying to give him some grace here.
Is it too dark when he takes his first steps? He doesn't notice the tar, like you're saying. So then, like once your feet are planted into the tar, maybe like you're just sort of pot committed at that point, and you just
and he doesn't really even know what to make of what's happening, right? Like he's like, "Oh, my shoes stuck to the first couple steps."
Maybe
let me try and pull them off.
Yeah, maybe the next step will be better. Certainly Kevin didn't tar up all of these stairs.
Well, and just it's like a natural movement too. This is a piece where maybe in his haste, the first 3 steps, maybe 4 steps, he did without even really consciously thinking. Like he does step 1, step 2, realizes his shoes are snagged, is just angrily kind of trying to pull them off, but the shoes themselves come off and he's like, forget it. Goes on to the next ones before he can actually process even what is happening.
I think it speaks to just how in their heads Kevin has gotten. He's successfully psyched them out to the point where they can't even get into the house without making these blunders.
Right, because they're not just breaking into the house. Like there's determination here.
Determination, I would say, catalyzed by the frustration.
I think while we're here, it's very important to note the visual similarities between Marv's socks and fill in the blank.
And are you saying that Marv's socks look like something to you?
Yes.
Okay. What do they look like to you? This is, I charge $100 an hour for this. By the way, I don't take insurance.
Don't they look like someone making out with their stepmom? To you?
They're clearly my mother. Yeah, what do they appear like to you?
I think both in hue, saturation, and possibly knit. They look very similar to Kevin's sweater.
Really? I didn't clock that. Interesting. Even in hue.
I'll admit I did not compare frames side by side, so I might just be picking up on a larger trend in the color grading.
Okay.
And all reds look like this and feel like this to me, maybe, in this film. But something about it feels like a cousin to Kevin's sweater.
Okay. Yeah. I think we had this talk last week of Marv being Kevin, Kevin representing the child, Marv rejecting the child, attacking the child. I don't think it's a coincidence, Jerod. I think you're onto something.
Oh, right. Because we were talking about Harry when he was at the door previously. So this is the...
He looked through the window.
This is tying Marv to him.
Yeah, he looked through the window, and we assumed that he saw Kevin waiting for him, and there was some symbolism there. Now we've got the same thing with Marv. This is like Panic Room with Jodie Foster. There's some deeper subtext going on here.
What kind of sweater does she wear?
I believe it's a similar hue. I've always thought of Home Alone as very Fincher-esque.
So Marv is shedding his sweater because he's leaving his childhood, which might be pulling him back from committing to these atrocities.
Right, but only by shedding them and continuing on and suffering for it is he even able to confront the child.
Deep.
Super, super deep. And also when he steps on the nail, it's really yucky. Did you pick up on how yucky it was?
I picked up on his delayed reaction.
I think I would have the same reaction.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Feels very natural.
Very funny. Daniel Stern, sung hero of the minute.
TBS, very funny.
Really, really good. Do you squirm even today when you watch it? I don't really squirm anymore, but it's very gross.
I don't, but I don't know if it's because I am desensitized to it or I have so many thoughts telling me what practically might be happening to make it look like an effect that I know deeply that that person is not in pain.
It's got to be a fake foot, right?
It's either a fake foot or a retractable nail, because there's enough underneath that you could put it, and there's enough tar hang down on the foot that the point of the nail would clearly be obscured. So a couple ways you could go.
The nail could be retractable, could be a fake foot, could be just a real guy. Maybe Daniel Stern really stepped on a nail just to commit to the bit.
Method.
Yeah. How could he scream like that if he didn't actually do it?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
There's no way
he screamed for a while.
There's no way he can pretend that it hurt.
Held his foot, fell backwards, screamed like twice on the ground. Yeah, that's got to have been real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the only answer. Do you ever think that if his feet are really stuck to the tar, he wouldn't fall straight back like that? Like, we're in ankle breaking territory. Like if one foot's free, right? You step on the nail.
I think I get where you're saying. So he falls backwards,
you fall
but his knee
back. But that other foot is still planted onto the stair. It's stuck to it in a way. Your body's force isn't enough to peel it off of that tar. It's gonna like bend out of shape. This is like sprained ankle land.
I do wonder though if some of the shock from this makes him tense enough that it works.
I mean, I buy it. I let it go. But I think about that sometimes.
Right, because he would fall, let's say gravity lets him fall backward, but his knee buckling and kind of bringing it back in means that he would hit his back on like maybe step 2 at like an angle.
His foot not easily coming off that stair would like sort of bend his whole body like to the right. And if his foot stays there, like his whole leg's going to get like twisted up. His ankle or his knee is going to like get twisted around. He's falling off like the side of the stairs, not falling backwards off of them. There's only one way to test this out. Get the tar, take your shoes off.
I have been talking about being a method reviewer more seriously.
Mm-hmm. We got to do it for science.
What you describe as Yosemite Samming. And I think this is maybe the first minute that he code switches. He goes between the two because he starts out like when we cut to him, one of the first things is he's like, I'll kill that dirty little fresher, like a robot. I'll rip his head off and I'll dig it like a guy. And he not only goes between the two, but like he also morphs into almost a third thing, which is this like groan grunt thing, which one of the times I heard it made me think of Yoda in his like, as he's like, using his cane to inch forward towards food or droids or whatever.
To go off on a tangent that you and our listeners do not deserve, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. We recently took the child to go see a screening of The Dark Crystal, which has another Frank Oz performance with some interesting...
Is that the second Batman movie?
No. Although that sounds
I'm not really a Christopher Nolan guy.
No. Dark Crystal, 1982, I think. We've got Jim Henson riding high off some Muppet hits, goes, you know what this world needs is an incredibly creepy, hard to understand epic fantasy.
Think of how many people at that time were like, I didn't know he had it in him.
A famous bomb disaster of a movie that really put Henson back in this place. Like, stick with the frog, buddy. It took a little while before we would get Labyrinth off the ground, but it has those creepy wizard bird things.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank Oz plays one of them. And you could even hear, there was only like maybe 30, 50 people in the theater when we watched it, but you could sense from the group that they just weren't buying the noises that Frank Oz made for this creature. It was like this weird, like, it's like a half Yoda, half like, I like the taste of this graham cracker I just ate kind of thing. And he does it so much, so often that like you can tell like, oh, this is going to be this guy's thing. And it just doesn't click. So he's going for Yoda. Pesci's going for Yoda. Everybody's trying to reach Yoda here, and it's just not quite there. There's only one Yoda.
The There Can Be Only One is a different movie.
The Dark Crystal's tagline could be There Can Be Only Two. That's sort of the whole basis of the lore. Yeah,
the sort of subtitle, maybe tagline on the movie poster could have been Worth It for Labyrinth. Because you don't get that without.
Right, yeah. This one's kind of a dud, but the next time we try this, let me tell you, we're going to get Terry Jones involved and everything's going to be A-okay. It's interesting to think, like with this movie too, like you do have to ground it the same way that a Muppet movie works because of the humans in it. And if you ask a kid, like, who is your favorite character in the movie? None of them are going to say the human characters. But you need them around, just like you need like the grounded humanity of like the more emotional stuff in Home Alone. That's what makes you buy all of this cartoonishness that we've got going on in this segment, that we just had a really, really long conversation with Old Man Marley in the church.
Because no one ever says it's a B PBJ.
Yeah, the bread's a given.
It's a given. But if you ask for a PBJ and someone literally just put peanut butter and jelly on your plate or in your little paw there.
Did your science teacher do that to you when you were in like middle school? Make you like write out the instructions for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Yeah, but that didn't go well for me.
Because you did it right.
Yeah. Much to everyone's chagrin.
They're like, Jared's no fun.
Right. Yeah. I didn't.
He read out the steps correctly.
I wasn't Marving all over the place. I was ruining everyone's fun.
Oh, what a Marv.
Every kid hates the kid who asks follow-up questions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like I was the kid who was like, wait, you didn't collect our homework. Like, I wasn't that kid. Like, I wasn't trying to like ruin I wasn't doing things that were actively ruining everyone's situation.
Mm-hmm. Just passively ruining everyone's situation.
It was never intentional.
But that's why the Dark Crystal doesn't quite work, because there's no human in it. You need a Jennifer Connelly or a David Bowie.
Do you think Jennifer Connelly playing the elf in Home Alone would have changed anything about it?
Yeah. Somehow. She's a bigger star. That shoot day would have been a little bit different. Like the vibe of the set would have been like just 5% in some other direction. Maybe it takes longer to shoot for some reason, and they can't get some other reshoot done somewhere else, where they can't do one more take of it. Maybe we don't get that we don't get some of the front or the back of that scene. Yes, I think it would have been a little different.
See, I'm going even further into like the marketing angle of like, you don't have her attached if you can't use the name. So like, she's not a secret cameo, right? So you basically put that shot everywhere, even though you don't have much of it. You put it in the trailers, you put her name on the poster.
Jennifer Connelly in Home Alone. Also starring Joe Pesci, Catherine O'Hara.
Also, yeah, budget-wise, who do they not get because they have her?
Yeah. Maybe Kevin's got one less family member just because they had to carve out a little more money for Santa's Little Helper.
Or the replacement that they gave for Daniel Stern the first time was one that was slightly cheaper and stuck around.
Yeah. And we get a completely different movie. Maybe they can't afford Run Run Rudolph.
Which just doesn't lock you in. So like you float away for just a second too long. You know what? I'm gonna commit to it. I'm going to say what I've never said about a film, which is I'm glad Jennifer Connelly's not in this.
First time for everything, I guess.
You're dead, kid. So he's sitting under the flames for 5 seconds.
I don't know if this is what I would do here.
I don't know if this is what a human would do. No.
We tend to naturally quickly remove ourselves from fire.
It's the thing they teach you in all the parenting books. Like, put the stove on low, let them touch it, and they won't ever touch it again.
Yeah. I messed that up a little bit. I put it on high and just kept the spatula ready to like scrape it off real quick. she's almost got her fingerprints back.
Did you remember to tar it?
I rubbed some olive oil onto her hands first.
Oh, so you were taking smoke point into consideration.
Yeah, of course.
That's wise.
Did some light seasoning too. I don't think I needed to salt my daughter's hand, but I did.
See, this movie wouldn't get made today because you can't air fry Joe Pesci's head.
Oh, I mean, I suppose like these later Home Alone and name only films have had to reckon with how do we build traps with today's technology. And maybe there are some fun moments to be had with that, but I just don't see it.
Well, I think it's a little creative license too, because the point you made in the summary, which you now can't cut out unless you cut this out also, is that they have a blowtorch in their house for some reason.
Yeah. And Kevin knows how to operate it with ropes.
Well, and you think, okay, this is not only like a torch, but it's one that seems to have some sort of built-in igniter as well.
Mm-hmm.
So unlike other torches, welding and otherwise, that require you to spark them separately, this is some sort of all-in-one package.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this is just like the dark side of being a seamstress that I don't know.
Every good fashion designer has a quality blowtorch on hand.
Well, because the first time you ever see someone like take a lighter to a thread or something, and you're like, wait, what are you doing? And they're like, I've got this old trick that I learned from some old lady.
My mom did that. My mom made hair bows like out of ribbon for children. Like that was like sort of her, I guess, side hustle while she was raising the kids, that kind of thing. And she had a hot plate as part of her workstation.
Good for soup.
Yeah, she'd make a bowl of grits on there. No, she would take like the edge of the ribbon and like burn it because it would like seal the edge of the ribbon so it wouldn't fray on you. So I remember her doing that all the time and eventually teaching me how to heat seal the bows. That's what she called it. I'd have a plastic bin full of hair ribbons and have to heat seal them all on a hot plate.
Just think of how many of those you think you could move on Temu now.
I remember running the numbers of like how much my mom was selling the bows for and how much time she was spending driving around to the various children clothing stores in the area and going, oh, mom's not making a lot of money off of this.
There's a calculation that you're not performing though, which is during that time, how much is not being spent elsewhere?
Well, I think part of it was how much was it worth for her to just have something to do? The purpose it brought to her life to have her own business and keep it up and running and have a job at a time in her life when having like a full-time kind of thing was just kind of maybe impossible.
That's why she should move to the village.
Yeah, she did have $5 million lying around for a house, so maybe she should have done that.
Seems like there was a market up there.
Yeah. Apparently, you'll be surprised to hear this, Jerod, but Joe Pesci's head was not actually on fire in this scene. Little movie magic going on here.
Just to be explicit, I assume you're not talking about the one where his stunt double's outside. You're talking about the one like inside where we're seeing the torch.
Yeah, that's a stunt double for sure. But when he's standing under the flame for longer than a human may naturally stand, there's a mirror in the camera. So we've got like a little bit of a two shots put together kind of situation. Joe Pesci in no danger here, Jerod. Don't worry.
I think I know what you mean, but you're saying that there's a split or a seam somewhere?
Something like that, yeah. We're looking at like a mirror-based optical illusion. We've got a blowtorch blowing. We've got Joe Pesci standing there screaming, but they aren't anywhere near each other. Everything's fine.
I'm hoping that someone somewhere on the World Wide Web has done a breakdown of that, because I would actually like to see that dissected a bit further.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going off of what our buddy CC, the director, said in the commentary. So I have not seen a diagram. I will try to find that for you.
Not if I find it first.
Or if our listeners find it and email us at
heatseal verygmail.com.
You're not going to see any phrase. You're not going to see any phrase at all in Joe Pesci's scalp, horribly burned scalp, which he rises up from the snow when that's shot. And like, it's so gross and ugly. Really great.
It truly looks like a cue ball because it's super bald and it has the dot on it.
The hat being like sort of singed like around it. It's so nasty. It's fun. This is a good movie. I've decided. 82 minutes in, I'm starting to come around.
I'd watch it again.
Isn't that funny to think like it's October now as we're recording, maybe not when people are listening to it, but we're turning a corner into Home Alone watching season. And you and I are probably going to watch this movie the whole way through multiple times.
Yep.
Like we do every year, while we also watch it minute by minute and gab about it.
I'm trying to think about what section we were in last Home Alone season.
Well, it would have been somewhere in the neighborhood of like 50 minutes ago. So the 32-minute mark, something like that. 30-minute mark, maybe.
Because what's strange is I don't feel like there's any connection. Like I can't really remember going into a few full watches of this being like, oh.
Yeah. Well, you're the podcaster of Theseus. You've been completely replaced over the last year.
Right. Every 7 episodes, you're a whole new podcaster.
Yeah. I'm a much different man than I once was.
I'd say I liked you before, but that wasn't me liking you.
That was somebody else. We're in a constant state of reevaluating our relationship.
Every week, I choose you.
I'll find you in every lifetime.
You know what's also yucky? Snails. And I wish they weren't because I want one to name Chekhov.